My name is Peter Bellamy. I'm an executive director here at Union Square, which is EY's innovation lab, part of our Wavespace network of labs that are really around collaboration, they're around disruption, they're around new technologies. It's an exciting night for us because here in New York we're opening the flagship center for EY's Wavespace. So thank you for joining us, thank you for joining me. I have a real pleasure for the next 30, 40 minutes to really just take you around the Union Square space and showcase some of our really exciting technologies and get the chance to meet some of the people from across the line who are really shaping our future in terms of digital transformation and disruption. Part of the brand that we're bringing together within EY's innovation lab is around suits and jeans. We call suits part of our core brand in terms of the traditional depth of credibility and capability that EY brings to market, but also now married up with the new technologies, the jeans that we're now bringing as we develop EY into new technologies and new disruptive technologies. Let's start by talking to Roger Park, who's our head of transformation and also my boss. So I have to be kind of quite well behaved on this. But Roger, let's talk about it. We've got the archetypical suits, the archetypical jeans. So give us your story in terms of what suits and jeans is, how that reflects in terms of not just our culture as an organization, but what that means to our clients and what we're bringing to the market.
Sure, I think suits and jeans, I like the terminology, but it's really shorthand for different capabilities that you have to bring together to really drive large-scale transformation. So suits, it's the accountants, it's the tax people, it's compliance, it's risk management, it's operations folks who know and understand how to drive large-scale enterprises and meet all the obligations of a large firm. But then you have jeans skills, so digital, blockchain, new technologies, agile transformation, product management skill sets. Some of the newer technologies that are driving AI and cloud transformations. But the key here is not just to have suits or jeans. The key is how do you combine the two? How do you integrate suits with jeans? Because if you don't get the suits involved, then jeans, you run the risk of being stuck in the lab or stuck in the POC. And that's what we mean by suits and jeans.
So it's that perfect mix. It's that credibility, that depth of capability.
It's the marriage, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so bringing that together. And Union Square, which is where we're going to spend the next hour, is part of EY's move into that suits and jeans. Tell us a little bit about the center. We're going to go on a tour. We're going to see a lot of exhibits. But tonight is really around quite an exciting night. For us, we're part of this space. But what does this opening session, this opening of the center mean to you personally and for EY as a firm?
So I think it's very important for a number of reasons. I mean, first of all, it demonstrates the investment that we're making in the types of skills and talent that we want to attract and retain at the firm. It demonstrates our investment in different ways of working and how we can bring that together with our other offices in the city. We've got 10,000 people working in Times Square in our headquarters office there, and it's just 2 stops away on the Q line, and it's perfect. Union Square is a great location. We have a lot of people who love working here, work both in our other offices but in this location as well. And it taps into, I think, a really rich ecosystem of startups, of academics, very innovative and creative people who want to get involved in helping our big industries change business.
Yeah. And of course, this center, it's all about the technology as well. So New York with financial services, but I think some of the things we're going to showcase tonight is how we're integrating across those centers. So bringing that virtual capability to bear. Kind of exciting stuff.
It's really exciting. So like you said, Peter, Union Square is one of our flagship Wavespace locations. Wavespace is our global growth and innovation network. We've got locations in London, San Jose, Seattle, Paris, Tel Aviv, Trivandrum, Madrid. Great locations, really cool places to visit, but also tapping into local talent and capabilities around the globe, but connected as well. So the fact that we're here in Union Square means that we can bring the best of New York into our global network, and we can bring the best of our global network to New York.
Awesome. So today, for the next hour or so, we're going to talk about this center. I'm going to take these guys. If you'll stick with us for the next 30, 40 minutes, we'll take you through the center. We'll meet some people. We'll do some cool stuff. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you. And one more thing. Just because I'm wearing a suit doesn't mean I don't wear jeans on the weekend, by the way, Peter.
Just because I'm wearing jeans doesn't mean I'm
I've seen you in a suit. You look very sharp. You look very sharp.
I try. I try. All right, thank you so much. All right, guys. As you can see, this is Union Square. This is where it happens. It's also where I spend my day. So I'm a lead facilitator within the Wavespace network based out of Union Square. That means that I get to host tons of events. We get to bring clients in here, and we get to work on big issues. So it's kind of exciting for me because I'm going to get to show you the space that I work in, and hopefully some of my friends out there are kind of interested in terms of, so what do I do during my day job? But let's take you through a few of our exhibits. You've got some of our real skill set, real talent in the building tonight. I did say in the house. In the house. Starting with you, Angus. You know, one of the key things we keep doing, one of those buzzwords is blockchain. So everybody's got blockchain on the mind. You know, there's a little bit of so what is blockchain? We know some of the key buzzwords like cryptocurrency, but in terms of that genes aspect, bringing this new capability, this new disruptor, what's EY doing in this space, and what can you show us over the next couple of minutes?
Okay, well, to start with blockchain technology, I mean, yes, a lot of hype, a lot of excitement about it, but fundamentally what it is you and me and other people on a network agreeing on what the state of something is. So if I send you a Bitcoin, everyone else can verify that I have sent you a Bitcoin. So we're all on the same page. Now, if I can send you a Bitcoin and everyone can see that I sent you a Bitcoin, I could do something like, say, send you proof that, or send you a copy of my passport, right? Now there is a piece of data on this blockchain that everyone can point to that proves that I have shown you my passport. Now I can use that proof that I have identified myself to then identify myself to many other institutions simply by pointing to a piece on this technology.
Game changing from the fact that you're making that transaction so visible and auditable that in actual fact it's totally game changing. Why do I need my passport the second time?
Absolutely, absolutely. So there are the two things that will really be game changing with that. Because everyone can see the data, money can move like data, right? And secondly, if we can attach identities into a point where everyone can identify someone, whoever they are, be they us who have passports and documents, or they be a refugee who doesn't have any documentation, but can now point to this global ledger and say, hey, this is me. You know, you've onboarded another few billion people into the financial system. So purely on that, it's very exciting.
So a lot of excitement, a lot of potential, but also, I mean, blockchains themselves, it's not exactly an efficient database management system, is it? So this is like, it's going to fix everything. Give me your point of view. I mean, this is like, let's be careful. Is this a silver bullet? Or
oh, no, yeah. I mean, and this is one of the things that we sort of joke about. I spend probably...
Good, I like to hear a blockchain joke.
Yeah, they are... I wish I had something snappy and terrible to come back at you with that. But in reality, 90-something% of things that people have thrown at it don't need this technology. Blockchain technology only needs to solve a couple of things to be revolutionary. We're working with identity, like I said. We're working in supply chains that have a lot of parties that need to agree on what's going on. But a lot of the real sort of game changer in the future, we're going to find, Bitcoin at the moment, people find it hard to use. The internet was incredibly hard to use in the early 90s, and a lot of people never thought that it'd work. Things will evolve. We will, we've got to think that if money can move like data, what does that mean? We're going to have machine-to-machine payments. We're going to be able to send money instantaneously overseas. It's immature at the moment. We're developing those capabilities, but we'll get there, and we're trying to set up our clients up for that big future.
Success. All right,
Absolutely.
Awesome. You've got, I think we've got like 100 people in here tonight from clients and from across the media and analysts, so you're going to be inundated with an awful lot of people interested in this topic. I'll let you crack on. Thanks so much, Angus. Let's move on. So if we come on through the space, this is really exciting for me because, if my mum's watching, she gets to see where I work. but I'm not sure that my mum is watching, so let's talk about something far more sensible, digital risk. So Kathy, come on in, let's have a conversation. In terms of digital risk, what's your proposition? What can you share for us?
Our proposition is around how do you digitize risk and compliance to support a more agile, rapid innovation product development lifecycle. So as you know, what we found is that as organizations start moving to building products in a more rapid fashion, the risk and compliance process has stayed in its kind of old state. And so you get to the end of a life cycle, you're doing a sprint, you're going quickly, and you haven't gotten the approvals that you needed, you don't have the insight, it impacts your development cycles. So we've come up with a system that can map the risk and controls to user stories and pull in what's required very early in the life cycle, so that by the time you get to the end of for the release, everything's been accounted for, you've reduced review times, you've reduced rework, et cetera.
So this isn't just about doing things faster, you're bringing quality to bear.
We're bringing quality, so there's auditability involved as well. So now because we've made those connections, we know, which controls are needed, we know who to talk to, we know that this person is accountable for making sure that control is in place, and we have an audit trail for it.
So that whole program is great. How revolutionary is this? From the risk
We are not seeing anything out there in the market. Our clients are not seeing anything out there in the market. And this is this goes back to being able to monitor your risk and controls once it's in a product as well. The banks are in this is an old system. It's an old way of working. A lot of it's manual. They have systems in place, but making those connections, that just isn't there yet. But the reason why it's so topical is because banks are now making that transformation in the way they build products, and it has risen to the surface as a necessity of solving the problem.
Awesome. So another hot topic, and you're going to have a busy night tonight, so we'll leave you to it. Thank you so much for taking the time. All right, so folks, come on through. We are going to visit probably my favorite spot of the Innovation Center, which is where I get to spend the majority of my working life. This is our client event space. So when we bring clients into the Innovation Lab, this is really the heart of having those conversations with them. What we've got, as you see, is this really cool space. In terms of the technology that's in here, the large screens, everything's touch enabled, including the 30-foot wide screen that we have out there. It's exciting for me. I get to bring clients and groups of clients in and take them not through a workshop or a business meeting, which is probably what they'd expect with the suits of EY, but to take them through an experience. So we're really focused on figuring out a major challenge with a client, bringing them into this space, being really dynamic with how we move them around the space, how we engage them with things like sound, you hear the music, the lights, all of that actually forms part of our workshopping process. So exciting for me as a facilitator, because we've technology enabled facilitation and working with our clients, right into the 21st century. This is the 21st century way of having a meeting, and it's done in a manner that brings this technology to bear to actually make a difference. So it's technology that's making a difference in building consensus and building a solution in an accelerated way, rather than just technology for technology's sake. It doesn't hurt that this is probably the coolest office that you could possibly work in. So I'm quite excited and really pleased to have the opportunity to work here. So let's just move into a couple more of our showcase demonstrations. So we've got digital confirmation, which is really around process automation within audit. So there is nobody who I would trust more to talk about audit transformation than my good friend Scott Zimmerman. Come on in, guys. Can I give you this?
Of course you can.
All right.
So you want me to make confirmations exciting?
I want you to make it exciting. I mean, it's like, just remember, I don't know who could be on the other side of a Facebook Live link, but it could be my mother.
All right, well, we'll try to make your mother as happy as they can. So let's talk about confirmations. Confirmations, very basic process. Every organization has a piece of information that they want to look to somebody else and say, hey, is that information right? Is it wrong? So what we've done is we've taken something in an old way and try to do it in just a new fashion, right? Taking an old thing, doing it a new way. What we've got is we've got a digital portal. So what if you didn't have to do a confirmation by, let's say, analog or paper-based? What if you could do it digitally? What if you could actually just see what was going on at any point in time within the process? What if you could centralize that process into a lower cost organization? That's what this is all about. It's about transforming something that is very painful, let's say, in an audit process, very administrative, too much time. We've got examples, Peter, where we've got 4 or 5 hours spent on a confirmation, 20,000 of those confirmations, 100,000 hours. All of this is overhead. All of this is admin. The actual test itself may be 5 to 10% of that time. So what we've done is we've automated through an intelligent process automation. We've eliminated the overhead. Great way to say it. So we've taken 80,000, 90,000 out of those 100,000 hours, and they're gone. Now everybody's able to focus on the things that matter, not on the things that don't. If you think about confirmations as any business process, this type of technology can be applied towards any process you have. If you are in procurement and you want a digital workflow to walk yourself through, think about it as opening a request, tracking request, closing request. That's a confirmation. If you're trying to put together an event, okay, and you're trying to manage the different vendors and you're trying to manage the different process, same thing. Right? I make a request, I track the request, I close the request. So, I mean, that's us, Peter. We're trying to make confirmations as exciting as we can, digital.
But this is pretty, I mean, as we're going around, we're going to have continually this conversation. We're about using technology to simplify, but we're also using technology to really bring in real efficiencies. And we're talking efficiencies on a magnitude of scale here. Yeah, so this is stuff that is overhead, it's heavy, it's time consuming, and we're bringing that technology to bear to really just streamline that.
Right. I think the way we think about the innovation and the digital transformation is that we're seeking out inefficiencies and we're trying to solve for inefficiencies. And if you can do that, you're one step ahead. You can make something, well, again, you can make an old thing and do it something in a new way. I think that's probably the simplest way we can put our innovation.
Awesome. Scott, thank you so much.
Thanks,
I would shake
Peter.
your hand. I appear not to be able to do that. I'll fist bump, and we'll go on. Thank you, guys.
Peter.
Cheers. All right, so it's pretty busy in here tonight. I should point out, we are Facebook Living, so if you have any questions, then you can kind of populate. And any of those questions that come through, I will do my damnedest to answer before we conclude. But let's just give you that quick sense in terms of, as these folks are drinking, they've been skillfully moved out of the way so that I can come and actually have the conversation with you guys. So let's come on in and PJ. Yep. Welcome to Facebook Live.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. So tell me your pitch. What are we in here for?
It's like tax is probably the biggest consumer of data within the organization.
Yep.
So being able to generate a common data model to store your data and report off it, which that's great. We're getting a lot into dashboards and reporting, but to even go one step further and generate analytics via texting.
Okay.
Being able to text and communicate and collaborate with your data via an iPad and ask your data questions and have the data
Ask your data questions. Sorry.
back to you. Exactly.
Help me understand how.
Well, I can very quickly is here's data.
Okay.
Here is a SharePoint site or Power BI site which has collected all the data. Now to be able to have the ability to interact with that data. So by me simply asking my data a question, what is my taxable income? What is my taxable income? What it's doing is using natural language query to process that response, that question, to write a query.
So the
and go get
question
my data.
isn't necessarily a pre-selected. This is actually being smart in terms of interpreting what it is you're typing in and then
It's
doing data analysis.
conversational analytics.
And
for tax.
that's the conversational piece, which I think is the really exciting stuff here, because we're talking about you've got a lot of data, a lot of complexity in terms of mining that data. From my perspective, the biggest challenge has always been you practically have to learn to be a programmer to figure out how to actually dive into that data and get the answers that you want. And what we're saying here is with the conversational front end, someone as dumb as me can do it.
Absolutely. As long as you can talk to
Did you
English
just call me
language.
dumb?
I did not. But as long as you can
If you can type that question, if you
as long
have
as
the
you can type that question, you can get a response.
if you have the
for
issue
sure.
in mind, that's really cool.
Yep.
So how is this packaged? How do we take this out to our clients?
It's like through Microsoft, they have a Power BI platform. So built in within the Power BI platform is the natural language query processor.
Okay.
So what we do at EY is we help bridge the gap between tax and data and kind of getting it in that common data model to be utilized by such tools as natural language query.
So if I'm thinking suits and jeans, so there is nothing more suits than tax, yeah.
You got that
But
right.
we got the dude, it's like great suit,
Yeah,
sharp
thanks.
suit. I got to tell you, I'm impressed. But this is like again, just bringing that marriage of that really new wave technology and just being able to kind of dive and ask questions of a database in that conversational manner. That's groundbreaking.
Yep,
That's like
and
that's cool. That's
like
cool
that's
stuff.
the marry between the suits and the jeans.
There you go.
is You have a tax person in a suit being able to do the technology, but they don't have to be technology experts. They just have to know how to type and interact with an iPad or an iPhone.
Awesome.
Cool.
Which, as we've just learned, 3-year-olds can do.
Yep.
Hey,
yeah,
awesome.
There
We go. Thank you so much. You
Yep,
have a
for
good
sure.
evening. We're working our way to the bar.
Great.
I hope. Eventually, we're going to get to the bar. So let's actually have a quick look in terms of around here. I want to talk to you about some of our artificial intelligence. Oh, we've got. What we've actually got is some of our augmented reality activity going on. So what you see on the screen is probably what Andrea is seeing through the headset. So who can talk to me about what we're showcasing? Sure. All right, so give us a story. Augmented virtual reality sounds a bit segmented.
It can get there sometimes, but for the virtual reality device, we're going to take a look at all of our innovation offices. So right now it's kind of going through the beginning intro, but as they change and shift, to different demos, she'll be able to see a 360 video of the action in the office.
You been to Paris yet? You and me, we should go to Paris right now. Right now. We can make that happen. We can do that.
Let's do it.
I like Paris. It's one of my favorite VR options on here. It's like because I feel like when you can smell
Madrid
smell the
is yes.
you know, the wine.
The Madrid one is my personal favorite.
Croissant.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool though, isn't it? This is like one of the it's so interesting to me just in this role. We had a conversation with an organization that's building a stadium out in California, and they wanted us to help design that stadium and migrate the plans of the stadium into a VR a VR program that you can then put on those headsets and then go walk around the stadium beforehand. It's like this is really cool stuff, and it ranges from what we're doing here in terms of we're a connected space with Paris, San Francisco,
Madrid,
but also kind of connecting people live across those.
For sure.
Really
And we have
exciting.
the more portable device over there, the Gear VR, running kind of similar demos. And then we also have the augmented reality, where actually the device is just sitting there right now. We don't really have too many triers as of right now, because I think we're just cycling through. So that's the VR. This is the augmented is actually right back there on the white stool.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that actually does one of the AR presentation of the holograms above and kind of laid out in this space. So
It is kind of cool if you want to take a moment and go to a happy place.
for sure.
Happy
It's
place.
great for a zen place to kind of go and
It's a zen
hang out for
place
a
to
little
go.
while. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so I recommend everybody, if you can't make it to an EY innovation spend, we should send these out.
Oh,
We should
absolutely.
send these out.
If you can't afford a plane ticket, this is the next best thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's head on through.
There you go, guys.
Let me. Okay, so I'm being directed to Andy. If we can, try and not trip over a whole bunch of stuff. Walk this way. Walk this way. We are going to talk about value through diversity, more revolutionary. Andy, I'm going to bring me through your value through diversity.
Yeah, sure, please. Come on in. Hi, so yeah, Yeah, the DAS suite is an online set of software and tools that take our thought leadership and put it online so we can work together collaboratively with our clients and leverage all the thought leadership of EY and all of our methodology and our content. And we bring that all online, use it at the same time to execute these projects. And basically, we end up with better project execution. We end up better teaming and collaboration with our clients, which ends up with better results for our projects. So these set of online tools, really help drive better execution and project results.
So give us a sense, what are we seeing here?
Yeah, so this is just some screenshots flying by of the various kind of user interface that our users and our clients use together on projects. And we can see here, people moving things in the work plans around, everything's shared, all the teams working together, HR, finance, IT, all of the teams working together to get things done faster, repeatable, and more consistent results.
So from I guess I'm getting on a bit, but with years of transformation experience, it's kind of some of the biggest challenges that organizations have is communication, and that engagement, that understanding, the endless kind of management of documentation and data, the rework, and the consensus building. And what you're saying is like, okay, well, actually, let's put technology to work to kind of resolve those issues.
Exactly. We've gotten out of the spreadsheets and out of the PowerPoint decks, and we've moved into a structured, online, repeatable process where teams can get together and get it done quickly.
Awesome. You could not want more than that. I'm going to move on. I'm being told
that
I've got to go. I'm sure I'm going to get to that bar.
All right.
All right. All right, guys. Okay. So, just to give you another quick sense before we head on through the back, one of the great things again is we have, I work in an office that has its own fridge and beer supply, which means that my Fridays are pretty darn cool. So it isn't Friday yet, but we are going to take a quick 10-second break while we migrate ourselves to the back of the room, and we have got some really cool stuff there. My favorites, how do we move this into a client? How do we build this pop-up lab? We've got robotics. We've got a whole bunch of online collaboration tools. You really need to see some of this stuff because we are really bringing that 21st century collaboration to life at Union Square tonight. Give me 10 seconds while we run through to the back. Okay, so we're at the back end of Union Square. So welcome to really some of our highly cool exhibits this evening. What you can see straight away is we're keeping some of our consultants ready for clients. We keep them all in the box. These are some of our personas that we use to really showcase some of the capabilities within the center. You'll notice we're all young, so we keep with the suits and jeans theme as we go through. Come on in, let's talk about one of our key capabilities, which is Popup Labs. We like to think about taking the whole of the Union Square space and imagine what would happen if we were to drop that into a client and the difference that it would make within the client. So here we've got Steve, who's going to talk us through very briefly in terms of what have we got here, what are we seeing? Is this a pop-up? How does this work within a client? Tell us your story. Have a mic.
So it is a pop-up. So what you see is what you get. So retail stores have been doing pop-ups to launch a new product and really push a new kind of signal out there on innovation in their customers. And we're doing the same thing, but our product is a little different. And what our product does is actually transforms our customers' business. And so in the pop-up studio, you get all the technology you need to be connected to EY. So you get the Surface Hubs, you get the standing desk, you get the monitors, you get the whiteboards, and on top of it all, you actually get the people themselves. So you get UXers, designers, and we're able to rapidly prototype new products for our clients in new ways, and actually bring all the native capabilities that come with EY. So if it's risk and compliance, it is the whole company that they get through the pop-up studio.
Cool. So in effect, what's interesting here is we kind of have this opportunity. You can see what one of these looks like in the client, but what I really like is some of the technology. So Ashley, Ashley Becker, just give us a quick showcase, because this is like a hub, but we're running some cool software on here, and I gather this is actually a client deliverable. So this was an actual executive report out, and we're trying to just do things really differently. So what's different here? What would excite clients? What will excite people who are watching?
Absolutely. So we are disrupting the consulting market by bringing in what we do best, but also in a different way. So this client had a tough problem that normally would have taken about 3 to 5 months to solve, and we were able to do it in 5 days, in a few weeks. And what we did is we had more than one hub. So we went through different parts of their business, the challenges, the opportunities, but as you look in the video, we brought them together, we got them moving around and using the technology. So we're really getting in there, and we went through these 4 hubs. But what's great about this is not only did the client have that experience, but then you have the outputs here. They have their new operating model and charters and how they want to do business differently and really grow and innovate.
Talk to me about this software, because this looks like a big picture.
Yes.
In actual fact, this is cloud-based.
It is.
So this
it
is
is.
sitting on the cloud, and you've got this whole journey. So
Yep.
we can actually zoom in, and we can see all of the journey that the client went through on this project. So this is really like, from going from one hub that we built within the client where they're looking at their current state, we took them on a journey that takes you through how they're going to change their world. We took them through building out the plan and actually showing all of that on the hub. It's just pretty rich. This is laden with video, this is laden with photos, the entire client experience showing through. But also, because this is sitting on the cloud, we can have the same material anywhere in the world and people can engage with it. So we can run a workshop, we can run multiple workshops with people in different parts of the world, actually writing on and engaging with the same piece of collateral in the cloud. It's really cool stuff. It's exciting stuff, and if I wasn't slightly more able-bodied, we could do a lot more zooming in. I like having my 6-foot wide Microsoft Hub capability. Let's move on. Ashley, Steve, thanks so much. But let's talk about another topic. Everyone is talking robotics. So having that robotics capability within the hub is just crucial for us. So Tim, you're like the guru on the robotics front. You have 20 plus years doing this. 20 years ago, when I was, probably Kelly's age, I was doing like automated testing. So, things have moved on. Robotics is a big hot topic now. Give us this quick sense. What are we showing here? What's new? What's exciting for our watchers in terms of the robotics capability we're bringing?
Right. Yeah, there's really 2 things we're showcasing today we're really excited about. First one is we're talking about what this robotic process automation stuff is. And second is we're showcasing this technology we have that's we're really using to help clients go through this journey to figure out what's the right journey for them around robotics. And what is this robotic stuff? So real quickly, right? So it is robots, but it's not the robots we think about like on a factory floor. They actually live in the computer, and they're able to mimic what a person does today. So it's allowing, why it's so hot right now is it's allowing companies to automate their very manual back office processes without making any changes to technology. And it's allowing them to start building a digital workforce. These robots that can behave like humans, taking all that robotic work out of the human and letting the humans focus on that really value-adding work that the customers care about.
Okay, but a lot of people are really worried about what robots are going to mean in terms of jobs,
right?
In terms of the changes. So what are robots actually doing? What are they capable of doing? And why would a company choose to go into, why are organizations really seeing this as an opportunity?
Yeah, well, it's a couple of things, right? So many organizations have hundreds of applications and systems that their employees have to navigate through to complete a process, to complete a task. And what the robots, they're able to take that kind of work over and complete those processes, allow the people to really focus on the things that the customers really care about, the things that really matter, right? To add a lot more value to the organization and their customers.
So let's think about that in terms of if we've got repetitive, I'll call it low value. It's not a really great term to use, but those
it's repetitive. It's following a set of rules, and
but also it's kind of, isn't this there's a layering here that's if you're going to transform, you're going to get efficiencies. You don't have to entirely redesign or transform the base solution.
You're not doing any of that.
Will run your
That's
systems,
right.
but they'll run them 24/7
24/7,
efficiency, with
and not making any changes that technology. This is all above the floor, if you will.
This is cool.
Right?
So a lot of our clients are wondering, okay, so it ranges from, hey, what is a robot? This isn't a manufacturing robot. This is a software robot.
That's right.
So what are we bringing in?
How do we do it? Yeah.
It's kind of, if I turn across to Kelly, I mean, this is one of the really cool murals that we've put together to really showcase. So this is kind of one of our first opportunities to showcase the robotics mural, which is part of our global proposition. So tell us about the mural. Tell us about your role in the mural, and what is it? What are we actually seeing here? Because this is slightly overwhelming to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Pete. So what we've done here is actually combined, aggregated, and curated the whole host of EY's content around automation to create a customized journey through your basic learning about what is a robot, to building your first proof of concept, taking your proof of concept to a centers of excellence, and then building an enterprise strategy. So how we're doing that is through this incredible technology called Mural, which is a great example of how EY is linking in with the global startup ecosystem. Mural is a great young company that's created this cloud-based interactive digital whiteboard technology that we use to immerse our clients in highly technically charged workshops that are facilitated with innovative Wavespace methodology. So again, we're, mind my this is difficult with two hands. But we're essentially, we bring clients in and we take them through what is the value to your business, right? And all throughout here, these different sections are embedded all of EY's tools and enablers. So let's say we have a client in talking about what is the true opportunity for RPA. You can come down here, zoom in to these really cool little robots, double tap, and boom, you've opened an assessment tool where you can actually identify opportunity for robotics within your organization, assess what the ROI potential could be, and start to prioritize against other opportunities in your business. Just one example of how we're using this to immerse clients in our expertise, in our tools, really to help them drive towards that workforce of the future.
So Tim, Kelly, thank you. I mean, there's so much here. This is like just scratching the surface. So I appreciate 2 minutes, but the robotics thing, this is the next wave. Yeah, next wave.
It is here.
It's also a stepping stone on that road to transformation, huge efficiency changes. It's kind of interesting because robotics, machine learning, I feel the need.
That's right,
the
exactly.
need for machine learning. And I know you struggled with one hand with that. Feel the pain. Feel the pain. Gentlemen, we're moving in on your space, your territory. Samir, I want to talk to you guys about machine learning, and let's talk online. We've got our Facebook Live, and give me the lowdown. What's your 2-minute spiel? What's machine learning? What's new? What's exciting?
Yeah, so especially in financial services, clients have been using analytics for a long time, right? But they're hitting a plateau in performance because the traditional models have basically reached their limit. So they are now using machine learning and artificial intelligence a lot more to get to the next level of performance, and also in the process using a lot more of unstructured data in their environment, right? A lot of customer interaction data and data around clickstream behaviors and so forth.
So one of the things that's touted a lot is just the overwhelming amount of data that organizations are dealing with now. So we have those statistics that are like, the 95% of the data in the world today was created in the last 2 years.
That's right.
That's an exponential rise.
That's
so
right.
Congratulations, we've got all this data. What the heck do we do with it?
Yeah.
And I think that's really where you're bringing the sanity to the chaos.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, yeah.
So what are we seeing here?
Yeah, so this is a solution we have built in order to take one of those types of data, which is customer interaction data with the institution, and create basically a monitoring system which looks at that interaction and extracts insight from it for a lot of different types of users, including compliance, including operations, including product and customer engagement and satisfaction and the like. And
it's a nice piece of work on changing the screen there. What are you showing us?
We can start out with the compliance use case, but this really gives you a splash view of your main metrics that you'd want as a call center manager, plus a lot of stuff that you're not going to get normally, like specific drill downs into call transcripts and specific call outs for things that you'd want to see related to compliance standard disclosures. Are the agents saying the right things at the right time? Are they keeping the customers engaged? Are they preventing attrition? Are they saying the right things?
So the text, the transcript there, is that live transcript? So the system is interacting with a live user?
Yeah. So this interaction can both be live and later on, but really the key to this is using machine learning to really monitor the entirety of the calls, because the way it happens in most environments is that somebody's listening to it, a recording or a side by side. Now the machine is doing it for the entirety of the enterprise across all agents and across all call types.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I think you're going to be busy. It's an interesting topic. Let's keep coming through. Union Square. It gets really busy in here, but I'm going to go straight. I'm not going to go straight past you guys. So Nick, it's fintech time. So we have clearly one of the hot topics: fintech, blockchain. You know, you're right up there in terms of the disruptors that are really clients are talking about. So let's talk about what you've got here. What are you showcasing? What's the differentiator here? What's the big news that we've got from an EY perspective?
So we're showcasing today the EY Horizon Scanner. And the way you think about Horizon Scanner is it puts the power of insight of what's happening globally in the disruption, fintech, innovation space in the fingertips of our users. And that's our users in the field across every geography around the world. So we have over 600 practitioners around the world in local markets using this tool to serve their clients every single day. And number two, it puts the power of insight in the fingertips of our clients, who are all really looking for the next thing they need to focus on as it relates to disruption and innovation in their industry.
So what have we got up here?
So here we have the landing page that Katie's going to show us and really describe what we've focused on as it relates to curating the insight. So maybe Katie, can you walk through how we really thought about the data in this platform?
Sure, absolutely. So one of the main categories we'll look at is the fintech category. And this would get into, for example, like cryptocurrency or distributed ledger technology. And people are really interested in both this technology platform and then also the part where we'll talk more about wearables and the industry, the fintech industry. So we can categorize these companies in a broad array of non-constricting terms and taxonomy, and we can push these together to make a big picture and show what this company actually fits into and where they're a big player in the marketplace.
So we have I think relationships with over 15,000 fintech companies, and these guys are small. These are startups, but they're also they're quite scary for companies. I've had really interesting conversations with large organizations who are wondering, what's the fintech that's going to bite them? What's the fintech that's going to disrupt their core market? And we see a lot of that going there. So how does the Horizon Scanner help us in terms of help companies understand what's happening in that landscape, and how are we helping them kind of interact with it?
So that problem statement was the singular purpose behind which we developed the Horizon Scanner. And so the magic around Horizon Scanner is it helps our clients sift through the noise very quickly. 15,000 plus firms around 50, 60 different countries of the world innovating at speeds that we haven't seen before. Our clients can't keep up with all of this all the time. And they're impacting every aspect of our clients' value chains, from the front office, client-facing, all the way to back office operations and risk. Trying to get clients to really understand what's going on disruptively across that entire space of their business globally is near impossible for any client to really get the right level of focus on. This gives them the power of getting that insight in their hands quickly in a way that's custom tailored for their organization.
What about the other way around? Because I'm imagining that those fintechs, a lot of them are would really value the opportunity to get in front of the client base that we've got. So, acting as that kind of catalyst or conduit to those guys, again, part of this whole process in terms of engaging that fintech relationship.
Yeah, and there's really three parts to that. We're actively engaged in the fintech community globally, which means we're working with startups, we're working in the accelerators, we're working in the incubators. We're actively engaged with governments. So we're working in the government space across many of the jurisdictions around the world that are driving most of the innovation in Europe, in the Americas, and in Asia, and in Australia. And thirdly, we're working with our incumbent clients to help them rationalize and make sense of everything that's going on in the ecosystem. When you put those three things together and bring policy, startup innovation and the power of what our incumbents are already doing in the market together, that's the value that we're bringing to the ecosystem.
Awesome. You guys are going to have a busy night tonight.
We sure will. We hope so.
I know fintech's like, it's hot topic. It's hot topic. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
All right, cheers, guys. Let's move on. We're coming to Erica, the digital insurer. So, Erica Pearson, you have got for us our perspective on digital insurer. So we're going kind of quite tight into one of our sectors, but give us your 2 minutes. What are you selling me?
Sure, hi. So welcome to Digital Insurer. Digital Insurer is really about bringing emerging technologies and innovation to our clients to really enhance their customer and their agent experiences. A lot of times we think about insurance companies as using paper and kind of antiquated processes, so we really blend technology and innovation to really enhance experiences. For example, we have a go-to-market kit demoing where we really make it easy for insurance agents to build their book of business in a very seamless way. No longer do I need to log into multiple platforms and systems, but I'm using this go-to-market kit to really push the campaign and customize my specific campaign and push it to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to social media, and really enhance that customer engagement and make it seamless for all of our customers as well as all of our agents. Yep, so this is a winter safety campaign where the insurance agent doesn't now have to think about how am I going to highlight the benefits of this campaign? How am I going to bring the benefits and the products to new customers? We're really using this to really push the Facebook, really integrate portal technology, and really make it easy. A lot of times we're so mobile and we don't have the opportunity to point and click and go to this app and that app. This makes it very seamless. Point and clicking and making sure that you're getting it out to all social media platforms and building agents' business. Everyone wants to make money, right?
Cool. Well, I like that, making money. Thank you, Erica. We are coming to the end of the opportunity that we've got to talk to you guys. Thank you so much. I would say keep coming in with the questions. We're going to try and follow those up through. I finally got rid of the microphone and got myself a glass, so we've got a long night ahead of us, a lot of people to talk to.